badala ya kuabudu takatifu. Wewe uketie juu ya vyote, sifa hizi. Yeah, that was what radio was that? Nyeri. This Sayaki radio. Sayaki. I don't know what that is. Sayaki. I can Google it so that I don't miss out on that. It's Sudanese. Yaki. English, yaki. Spanish, yaki. I don't know. That was quite awkward. Sayaki. So, I don't know that word, that name. Maybe you who know can elaborate on that. I got help from a friend on Facebook that told me about the meaning of a Swahili word, or I don't know whether it was Swahili, Kisi, or some other language. But in any way, we are here. We are now. We are present. And the topic on a Shabbat, what would that be? In fact, we can continue this. You are unique, but maybe I will put it up later on, because it's maybe time for a pause in that, as I do some videos regarding Israel, the Jews. Maybe sometimes we give it a pause, and maybe I can talk about giving a pause. Maybe that would be a good thing for my give it a pause. Give it a pause. That is the new thing here. Give it a pause. Or in other word,
give it a pause.
In other word, give it a break. We need some break every so often, and today it's Saturday. It's hard for people to cope with pauses, doing nothing. Maybe I write that. I added a question mark there. Give it a pause, doing nothing, without any halt. What is it about giving a pause, not doing anything that can benefit the humankind? What can that be? We may linger on some words yet again, because all that there is word. Everything is created by words. Every construction is built up by definitions of words, numbers, letters. Even if the letters and words doesn't make sense for those that constructed it, had to use those values to make up certain things. My brother and many others are engineers. They are engineers. And they know everything about numbers. Construction-wise, even on the atomic level, you can calculate. They say that math, which I was very... I didn't manage that. And even now, I would guess I'm not that brilliant either. I didn't exercise, but I understand what they are saying when they say that maths is so beautiful. Because it concludes, it makes meaning. Maths makes meaning. And I don't know whether you have pause in maths, but you have pause in music. I bet there is a vacuum over nothing in maths. I bet. The black hole could be that kind of a indication that there is a pause. There is a pause in a black hole. Because black holes are just a calculation of space, matter, light. They even calculate how fast the light is traveling, how fast the sound is traveling, how fast you can walk, how fast you can run, how fast you can drive, how fast you can fly. So, pause gives sense when you pay it a little bit attention. Here, I think I use the pauses as something of contemplation. It gives me the ability to tap into something that is worth relevant to what I'm talking about. Every time, in fact, I have no written scripture here, no written paper that I follow. I follow my idea, and it gives sense when I can tap into that nothingness that is present in everything I say. Language is a tool that you can use in order to tap into those qualities of yourself. I've been talking much about people's uniqueness, the uniqueness of creation. I may also talk about the uniqueness of the nation of Israel. But I did that in some way or form through all these 4 videos. And sometimes we need to see the larger picture. And for doing that, we need to pause and retract, move away. A painter, for example. My daughter did that because she was doing some drawings, paintings, and as a skilled person, any skilled person would move away from what they are doing in order to get a better perspective of rights and wrongs in their project. And she used very smartly, and I think that came very intuitively to her, Carolina, to use the mobile camera in order to get the distance from the picture that she was drawing, painting, or whatever she was doing on that thing. Because if you are too close, as this painting here, you need some coordinated distancing. Both you need to have everything in a right size, right space, right positioning in all the spaces that you can have. So that's interesting that she used the mobile phone in order to make this distancing to what she was making. And every artist need to move a little bit away from what they are doing. They may have so much ability in the field that everything is quite natural. But I think even those that are so skilled or natural, gifted, would need to move away to what they are doing in order to... So my first thought today was, I will do a video about who are you? But it's quite interesting to put that question into this picture that I'm doing of making a pause, making a halt, making a stop. When you see the military, they have this exercise of when they are parading, they have this exercise of, we call it givakt. This, I don't know what it is in English. You may write it down. And we have this på stedet hvil, rest on your place. It's an interesting concept. På stedet hvil, rest on your place. The rest is commanded as all the other activity. And coming to Shabbat, it is commanded that you rest. It's commanded. Don't forget that little touch of order. I have been into the word order, seder. When we say beseder, it's in order. Beseder is in order. That is the Hebrew word for when you ask a question, manishma, how are you? You say beseder. Seder is in order. So it is very clear language. If you ask, how is the work going? It is in order. That is some word we need to change in order to adapt to the correct, precise, how it is. We ask this, is everything in order here in Norway? Er alt i orden? Is everything in order? That is very Jewish question. And I ask my friends, how can you be able to be doing nothing? And some say I don't do nothing. I do something all the time. And some say it is so nice to do nothing. Make a pause. I need to do that. And the Kabbalists say that into the nothingness, people may misunderstand the concept of doing nothing. But it is written in the Bible. On the seventh day, you should rest. Do nothing. I don't know whether it's spelled do nothing, but give that what you are working on a pause. And God even made some kind of a distancing to what he had been doing, and looked at it. And he is that kind of a artist that made everything perfect. He didn't need, like every artist, he made something and moved away, and he saw that it was good. That is the kind of how to work on things, that you don't go into it as you know it all, but you move away. You give it a pause every evening. You give it a pause and look at it. And that would be very nice to give that perspective of what you are doing. I don't think the animals have this perspective. You may look at cats and see how they analyze or observe. I don't know if they are analyzing, but they are somewhat observing with a half-open eye. It's interesting to observe the observer. And the quality that the Kabbalists are talking about in this nothingness is that energy. You let the energy, the forces come up. It is compared with the seeds. It needs this time in the ground to undergo something that only the seed would be able to define. And if we can compare it with the human being, you may be at still over some time. Even it's recommended that you fast, you don't eat. Yeah, so you were maybe better focused on that state of being. If you eat, you will work with your food in a way so that it takes away the focus on what's at hand. It's recommended that you pause from eating. Even that. Here I have food. I have this stick, rice stick, and water, and coffee. the creative mind is more present in the nothingness. That is what Kabbalists are saying. The creative force, Bob Dylan was talking about that. The creative force. And if you see some artists, some great artist production, by those men, by those people, not to just exclude women, I don't believe that, but the women have this stillness to them. They have this spatial quality to them. So they may not need to run and hide, to be still. They have this inner stillness that can capture the environment in a so good way. But still they need perspective. So it's written about those people that made these great art forms, that they were having some moments in their life that was groundbreaking, that was very fundamental to them. And as I see, the leftists have occupied the narrative of art. They are the new besserwisser of artists. I don't want to belittle those, because everyone can be artist, but they have in a way occupied or stolen, cued. Let me Google that word so I get it right. Overtaken. The narrative, the notion of who an artist is, and by many artists are those, and they cherry pick who that may be. So that is their turf. So if you want to do it as an artist, you better be a leftist. If you want to do well as a well-known artist, you get highlighted in the media, and you are known for best quality of artist or whatever that kind of thing is. And I think that they know it all. They even have schools for artists. And they study many previous artists. I don't know much about them. But the normal human being like you and me, that doesn't go for the leftist narrative, doesn't even need to become a leftist. We should be proud of the individual we are. Not wearing a hat, not wearing clothes that you seemingly are a big artist. Be normal. Find your own tune. Find your own stroke. pen stroke. Find your own words. Find your own tune. The pause, the stillness, the nothingness will serve you well. Paul in the Bible said, you are worshipping an unknown God. They were into, the Greek were into nothingness. That's, I think that is a brilliant human touch, because there is nothingness in everything. As I was into previous year, void. Void is this realm of forces that you know, the dove, the Spirit of God linger over those waters, because there is so potential creative forces underneath the dove. Wherever the God Spirit is, there is forces that will be the future life. The future life. Death can't remove that. Death is another stillness that we may not understand fully. We may not even believe that we die. But sometimes the human spirit is like this torch. Now it's light, now it's not. Now it's not. But I think it is the opposite. You have a little light within you, that only stillness, the void, can awaken for you to bring life from your own, that belongs to the world, that belongs to the fountain of fire within yourself. The stillness brings out the fire, because it is all in water. Water is the meaning of life. It gives life. It nourishes life. And from water we all shall be standing. So my friends, this was the Shabbat ceremony. I don't know. I don't want to act as a priest or rabbi or anything, but I want to enhance certain words, certain topics of stillness. Give your life a pause, so that you can feel the energy within yourself that is God-given, the energy that you have that will be predominant in your life. You just need to give it a pause before you become burnt out, as they say. So before you burn yourself out, paying everybody's service, no. Pay your soul the service of stillness. I wish you all Shabbat Shalom.